And another thing, we be careful that we don't become complacent.
Yeah.
And think that just because there's been some mishaps and some faux pas, that means it's in the bag. We still have to continue to fight. I applaud the DC mayor who painted Black Lives Matter all down. That was just, I would love to see every city, continue to expand that message that Black Lives Matter. How can we take and fuel for the strength in the days, weeks, months, and years to come past November? How can we take this to fuel?
You know, so much of how I teach and how I preach and how the church understands God is that our motivation for moving forward oftentimes is based on what God has done in our past, right? So if I see God has blessed, God has provided, God has opened doors in the past for others or myself, then I know that God is trustworthy to do those things in the future. With this fight, understand that as a result of our protests, as a result of our advocacy, indictments have come. You know, these charges have come. Police in major cities, police policies in major cities are being changed even as we speak. Silent voices. I know the president said, you know, folk who have never died before are dying now. I know he said that, but I want to correct it. I want to say people who've never spoken up before are speaking up now. So again, when you see all of this progress in really just the last 2 weeks, it really becomes an impetus for us to not quit, to not grow weary in well doing, keep going. If you see the major things that we've gotten already with just really 2 weeks, really less than 2 weeks of protest, that means that if we keep this fight up, if we continue to endure, if we continue to persevere, just imagine what our country is going to look like come that Tuesday in November when we vote out this neo-fascist and really fortify the future of our country.
Absolutely. You know, as an African male, message to your congregants that are living through this epic. You have, like I do, a lot of young people who are looking to us, who are looking to the world to say, why is this continuing? We have to talk to young children. So what's your message to your congregants?
You know, the truth of the matter is that, you know, I'm a relatively young guy, but it's you know, men and women who are younger than myself who are really leading this movement. And so I want my young people to know, and I want the young people of Chicago to know. I know I'm old because I'm calling them young people, but I want the young people, the young citizens of Chicago to know that we stand with you. The ministers, those of us who are 35 and older, we stand with you. And sometimes we have to, you know, sit back. You know, we oftentimes when we're preaching or in other liturgical moments, we say we decrease as God increases. You know what? This is a moment sometimes where the church and pastors have to decrease, stand firm, support, show love, be present, but decrease and allow these younger voices to speak louder, even sometimes to be amplified louder than our voices. Let them speak, let them advocate while we continue to do the same for them, standing alongside them, walking behind them, and standing with them behind the scenes. I'm letting my folk know I'll be present with you as often as I can be. COVID-19 is still real. Again, I'll be present with you as often as I can be, but we're also, as a church family, going to use our resources to make sure that we're assisting those in the fight. Just a couple of weeks ago, we launched the Impact Project, where we've committed $10,000 to individuals and families who have been affected due to poverty, due to COVID-19. We even today donated $500 to My Block, My Hood, My City for some of their initiatives, just to make sure that people know we're standing with this, you know, the younger generation as they fight. Because if they win, then everybody wins. So it's not that they're greater or worse, but that we just have to be partners in this fight. So I'm with my folk. I know you're with your folk. Let's unite like we've never united before.
And I believe, Pastor Gordon, thank you for saying that word, unite. I believe that we have to be so united, so linked arm in arm, that one cannot fall without the other, because of the time, through our unity, that the change will happen. We'll be able to make true steps and true reform for the generation that we are still living in and the one that's yet to come and those yet to be born. We must do this to help mobilize in these younger voices, give them a platform to know that we are standing with them and not trying to overshadow them. Again, I appreciate your time. I'm going to let you go, but I just want to ask you, is there a question that you would have wished I would have asked, or something you would have wanted to say that we didn't talk about, viewers?
Sure. I think it's a time for us, and I don't think it's necessarily a question that I wanted you to ask, but I just want to emphasize partnership, and interreligious partnership, ecumenical partnership, but also church and community partnership, because it's going to take all of us. If we're talking about real transformational change in this nation, it's going to take all of us. And so from those who serve in government, those who serve in the religious sector, those who serve in the private sector, small businesses, corporations, it's going to take all of us to make sure that we do everything we can together. And again, going back to this unity concept, making sure that we're doing everything that we can together, not just giving lip service, not just putting out wonderful PR statements, which are wonderful and appreciated and celebrated, but let's make sure that we're doing that hard work, getting boots on the ground, making sure that we're advocating together. Because again, united we stand, divided we fall. So it's going to take something from everybody in this season. We are doing well. We're doing better than I thought we might be doing right about now. So I'm encouraged, and I'm in the fight. I'm in the fight.
And I'm with you. I'm so encouraged by just watching the news. Yet thousands of people who were standing out in solidarity and protesting. Thank God that the looting, those agitators are gone. Let's continue to pray that they stay gone. But this is a time we need mobilization, we need unity, and we need everybody together. Listen, Pastor Gordon, thank you so much for being with us today. We appreciate your insight. We appreciate you being in the fight. And even though we're divided by the city, South Side and the West Side, I want you to know that we're in this fight with you, as I know you're in there with us. So again, thank you. Thank you very much. This is Thomas Talks. Thank you for being here, where we hope to educate you, inspire you, and uplift you. Until we see you again, remember, this is the first day of the best days of the rest of your life. Take care, folks.